Hey guys, how are you doing? Just wanted to do a quick kind of like follow-up video, or well, it's kind of a new video, but it's on the B-stick rods, the BS rods I make. I've been getting inquiries, do I make these for people? Yes, I do. If you want one, just reach out to me. But I thought it'd be a great opportunity to kind of show you some things that I've changed a little bit on them. So first off, I'm still using the Tnut, and I'll attach the old video to the end. If you want to look at that, I show you how to. You can just get a carriage bolt and one of the knobs from Lowe's or another hardware store, and you can make your own very cheaply. But if you want one out of an aluminum rod, which weighs absolutely nothing, you can reach out to me if you would like. But I still use the Tnut on the end, which is awesome. Gives me my nice stop. I epoxy this Tnut onto this rod. And like I said, all the ones that I think I pretty much sent out are all fully threaded aluminum rods. The very first video that I did, I used a regular 3/8 inch rod, and I just threaded the last little parts of it, put the Tnut on, and then had the threads for my nut, or my basically knob on this end. Reason I went to the full threaded rod is that, number one, I don't have to sit there and play with the threader, with the tap set, but also because then you can adjust it if you want. Because why this came to my attention was Kyle reached out to me. I think I sent his out in January, end of January. He wanted a BS rod to carry 4 or 5 sticks. That was the first time I've ever had somebody ask me to make one to carry a different amount of sticks. I've had him ask for 3s, 4s, and 5s. But he wanted one to be able to carry 4 or 5 sticks. So I said, yeah, I can do that for you. But back to this little rod. So I've got that Tnut on. Like I said, it's epoxied on here, so it should never come off. I put the shrink tube on here. I usually leave about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, because I just measure each one for how many sticks you want it for. And then on the back end, after I put that Tnut on there, and after I have the shrink tube on there, I spray it with about 10 to 15 coats of the plastic dip, and it gives it a nice, basically sound deadening. So it really doesn't make any noise if you were to drop it. The only part that makes noise is this little rod when you're trying to push it through, but if you do it slowly and keep it in the middle, you can minimize the noise that it makes. And then the nut itself, the little knob, I've kind of cleaned that up. The original one I did, I just drilled 2 holes on the top, and then I put the elastic cord through those holes, and then I sewed it right here together. So what I do now is I've drilled those holes, and I tie knots on the ends, and I pull them into those cavities, and then I fill those cavities with epoxy so they can't come out. Kind of gives it that nice clean look. Not that it matters to the deer. But I'm going to just attach real quick the little clip of the one I sent to Kyle so you can see what that one looks like. So on his, there's more rod showing, so if he wants to use it for 4, you can use it for 4. A little less rod if he wants to use it for 5. And if you've gotten one of my rods and you bought it for 4 and you want to carry 3, you can just cut the shrink tube and basically either cut it across here and peel it off, or if you were to cut it all the way around the threads, you could probably just turn it off just like a nut. But I'm going to just put that video in there real quick and just watch that for a second. If you get one, I'll send you a video. And in the video, I think I tell him 2 holes above the button. It depends which way you're holding it. I hold my sticks like this with the top step down because that's how they sit in my X2 pack. So with that way, it's 2 holes above is where you go through. If you're holding the stick the way you would climb up the tree, then it is 2 holes below, which gives you the middle of the stick. And when you put that bolt through there, whoa, and then you tighten that nut or the knob on top, and then you just put this elastic strap over the button to keep it from loosening if it's when you're out in the woods. But look at the little video that I'm attaching here, and then we'll be right back, and I'll tell you about some videos that are coming up, all right? And if you've got a stick from me, put a comment in the bottom and let me know how it's working out, all right? So watch the video for a second, and then we'll be right back to tell you what's coming up. Kyle, here's your bolts, enough to do 5 or 4 sticks. High visible elastic cord. I'll show you how she goes in. I'm going to do this with one hand. But basically, here's your button. Go 2 holes above your button, And that's where you'll have it. If you've got them stealth strip, this will go in. It'll be a little snugger fit right here because I've doubled up the shrink tube here. And basically just putting it through. And all you're going to get is about a little over a 1/4 inch of threads, which is enough to have all the threads engaged on the button. And when you tighten this down, you don't really have to get it too tight. Just get it to where this is down where the button is, and then this just goes around the button like so. And that really doesn't have to, it's not holding anything, it just keeps the button from spinning. Take it off, just put your finger in there and wrap it around, take it off. And you can see how on the inside I've got it all epoxied in there. And if we take it out of here, let me take off one of the sticks. And we put it back in, second hole up. So that gets you about the middle of the stick. And this time you'll have a little bit more because you're going to have more exposed thread, but this thing goes pretty fast on there. And same thing, just till you get it down right there and put it around your beast button. And you are good to go for a 4-stick holder. These things do not move at all when you do it. You don't have to put this too tight, just enough to snug it in here. All right, that's it. I'm gonna be sending it out to you today. I forgot to warn you that when I did that video for Kyle, that I was holding my iPhone and that I was trying to hold it with one hand and put the rod through with the other hand. Sorry if it was a little jittery, but thanks, Kyle, for reaching out. That was the first one I made for 4 or 5. But what we've got coming up, guys, is Martin. You saw Martin in one of my videos before. We met at Whitnell Park. He wanted to try out the Phantom and the Cruiser saddles. He wanted to try out my saddles. He reached out to me and said, hey, have you tried the tethered 1-sticks yet? I have not. Are you going to get any? I wasn't planning on buying any. He bought some. I think he got them used. So I went over and picked them up from his house. I did a video on my first impression of them. I will be posting that very soon. Only thing is I can't do like a box opening because they are not mine. And whoever he got them from had already sprayed foam inside the tube area and has already stealth stripped them. So I won't be able to do that portion of it. I already have 5 B-sticks. And I went and bought some B-stick minis. I reached out to Dan because I wanted to see, because Martin said I could have these for a little while here to do the little testing of them. But I wanted to kind of compare them to the B-stick minis. So I reached out to Dan just to ask him if they still have them available. And he said, yes, they are available. So I went on there and purchased 3 of them, and they were shipped out the next day, and they got to me real quick. So I'm going to do a video on how to put those together because I know some people hate reading instructions. They'd rather just see it done. So I will do that for you. They're almost exactly the same as putting together the original B-sticks, but the Beast standoffs need to be put on a certain way because they have chamfered the edge. So when you're setting the stick, it kind of, slides down the tree as opposed to digging into the tree. But I tell you, those B-sticks, nothing holds onto the tree on those guys. But so I'm not going to do, a video on stealth stripping the minis because I already have a video out there of stealth stripping the big boys. But if you guys are trying to silence any of your equipment, reach out to Stealth Strip because they, Stealth Outdoors, Lou will take care of you. He's got different kinds of stealth stripping now too, different colors. So best stuff out there. It doesn't come off very easy. I've got a video on that where I try to take it off a B-stick. Stuff is amazing. All right, guys, have an awesome day, and I will see you. We got a couple more videos coming up. And we got the tethered 1-stick, my first impression of them. Then we're going to test them against the B-stick minis. You guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.